Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit here back again with Hunter Hunter. We're on episode 38, and in the last episode we got back to Whale Island with Gon and Killua. A nice little sort of episode of a very calm, after the Heavens Arena and all of that. And not only was it just a sort of bridge episode, but it actually has some interesting stuff going on, because Ging has given Mito a box basically to give to Gon when he becomes a hunter, and in there was a tape, a cassette tape, a ring, and something of a memory card, something like that. Now the ring has those sort of weird sort of imprints on them, engraved, which works with Nen, and then the cassette tape basically said, "Do you want to see me?" So, I've had my thoughts, my theories on that. I think it's a hologram either of Ging himself, whether it's a sort of recording of a hologram or an actual one, I have no idea. But if there is some sort of crossover with Nen and maybe some alternate dimension, maybe that is the case. Or the ring could just lead them maybe to coordinates to a certain ruin that Ging was upholding and stuff. And that might pair with his mother as well. With Jin saying that they got separated, I'm thinking that maybe the mother got stuck maybe in some alternate dimension. I may be just going completely off base and this is come on, that's way too far-fetched. And everyone's looking at me going, "You fucking idiot, you moron. She's just dead, man." You know what I mean? But if they did get separated, Ging gave Gon to Mito and then went after to search for her, and now he's in that alternate dimension or something like that, so that's my theory anyway. If it is far-fetched, then fuck it. Well, that's what we're doing, right? But yeah, I don't have anything else to really say on this pre-discussion, so we're just going to get in episode 38 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Right. Well, I'm thinking that every piece, all the three items are needed in order to get a location, really. So I guess in some kind of form or capacity, if I'm reaching a bit, then I kind of was right in that. I'm definitely not. I'm nowhere near right. But I'm just making up excuses for myself. Coordinates, right? Generally 3 numbers, right? If you get a clue from the tape, you get a clue from the memory card, and you get a clue from the ring, then you can pinpoint, right? From each clue, it'll tell you where he is. Possibly. That's the theory I have to go with, because it all changed. I was thinking alternate dimensions and shit, but no. So I'm guessing that when we saw Ging there, that was real time. So he is in the world somewhere, flying like a fucking, a lizard on top of a dragon. What? So yeah, I think it was interesting. He mentioned selfish creatures, but I don't think that's selfish. When he mentions that I don't want to see you, I don't think that's not him saying I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? Because if he truly didn't, he wouldn't have left the tape, would he? So I think the idea is that it's a challenge for Gon. He is testing him, right? If he is able to find Ging, then it's kind of like a thing of oh well, it was meant to be, right? I think that's the kind of the thing that he's talking about there. We didn't get to hear about fucking going on about the mother. I get it from the character's perspective, it's nice that Gon doesn't want to do that because Mito is the mother, right? But just for me, I would have liked to have known. Anyway, it's alright. It can be a revelation later on, right? So yeah. He infused the tape with Nen. Now I wanted to look to see what the skill is to infuse it with something, right? What would it be? Alter, maybe? I don't know. A manipulator, possibly? That controls objects. I don't know if that includes infusing it with something, though. He could just be a specialist. Because, let's be honest. That's the specialist is the only one that doesn't give you any information on what it is. So, and of course, Ging being like this sort of, you know, master fucking hunter that's like at the top of the game, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he's just that one, you know, the specialist. Because, I mean, looking at the other things, at the other skills, I don't know. I don't see how they would, like, which other one would allow him to sort of infuse something with Nen. So yeah. Anyway, that is that. So yeah, it was a fucking console memory card. It's fucking ridiculous. So yeah, Greed Island, specifically a hunter game designed for hunters, and how they sort of made that the case was that they just made the sale of the game like ridiculously high that only hunters could afford. Now, that's not entirely true, because I'm sure that those in the assassin family, I don't think his older brother. What? I can't even fucking remember his name. That big guy he was just talking to. Zebra, is that it? No, I don't think that's him, is it? I think that's someone else. So one of these. Miliki, is that it? Oh, is it Miliki or is it Kaluto? Fuck's sake. I don't know, it was one of those anyway. I think it was Miliki, but I might be wrong. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not sure he's a hunter. Ilmi is, because he wanted to take a job. In order to do that job, he needed to be a hunter. So, but Miliki, I don't think is. But he was trying to find it anyway. And then sort of like by extension of that, he was talking about how the save files themselves of a completed game is 55 billion, and the actual price of the game is only 5 billion. Oh, I guess that's retail price if it was being sold. But like on auction and selling privately, they obviously bump it up, right? But still, like, I think the idea that they're getting out there is that because it is a full, a completed save of the game, you know, Killua was basically saying, do you want this so you can actually recreate the game, which is the idea. I just find it interesting that you can buy the game for that much, complete the game, and then recreate it, like, and sell off the memory card for like more, you know? It's like making a profit just for completing the game. It's great. No, we don't know how hard the game is, but there's a shit ton of save files on the one that we have, which is, yeah, interesting. Greed Island. It says a hunter game for hunters, so maybe it's a game based around the real world, like based around the world that they're in. And it shows you like different like hunter locations, you know what I mean, that have been explored by the likes of like people like Ging and stuff, you know. And that could be like, again, because it obviously is clues, right? That could be more in tune with like the idea of a location, like coordinates and stuff. That is completely based upon the idea of this. If Greed Island is like just a map of their world, right? But I don't know, I could be completely off base there. But yes, of course it is like black market, the auction thing. That of course that's where it would end up. I said at the end of last episode in the post discussion, I was like, I'm thinking like, you know, at some point soon they're gonna have to meet up for the auction, right? That seems to be coming way earlier than expected. Like in the next couple of episodes, maybe they're gonna be meeting up again, which is good. So yeah, back to York New City, right? And then Gon and Killua are leaving Whale Island, basically saying he's not going to come back until he's found Jean. So yeah, I don't know how fucking, because I remember like at the start of this series, like in episode 1, when he was giving out the reasons why he wanted to be a hunter and that he was going to go look for his dad, that I figured that would be like end goal stuff, you know. Now I feel like it is going to be a long. Sort of search for Jing anyway. Like, longer than it's taken up to get up to this point, I would say. So if I think in like on that level, it would be episode 38 now. So 76, maybe 76 episodes in, somewhere pushing like maybe episode 90 something, maybe somewhere around there. That's my guess based on nothing, I guess. But yeah, I think it's going to be like around there. We're going to be out for a long time before we get back to Whale Island. Because I feel like there's going to be other things that prop up in between searching for Ging, right? Like, because they're meeting up again, the reason they're going to the auction in the first place is for the Phantom Troop, right? So when we get there, we've got to... I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a mixture of trying to find this game, and then, they're going to be basically taken off track to do the Phantom Troop thing, right? And God knows how long that's going to take, because there's quite a lot of group members in there, right? And I imagine they're going to have to go up against like 1-1, maybe for all of them. I don't know. But I imagine that would take quite a few episodes down the road. And then after all of that, there's still the ring to do. And then after that, there's like, if my theory does stay on course, then it's sort of getting the clues from each of the items, and then from that determining whereabouts he is, right? So I feel like it's going to take a while to get there. So yeah, very interesting. I feel like there should be more that I'm talking about, because I haven't been talking for a long time, but that's all I've got. We've got to assume as well this whole thing of Miluki, if that's his name. I feel like that's right. The brother. Obviously, he's looking into the whole game thing by himself. So that's another sort of thing in the works that is aside from just Gon and Killua going to find this greed game. They have to deal with the Phantom Troop, and then depending on what happens, whatever fucking Miluki decides to do, then they've got that to deal with as well. So yeah, because it seems like Miluki is the one that like has a vendetta against his brother in a way, But we'll just have to wait and see what becomes of that. It's gonna be nice to get the group back together again, because like it feels like it's been a long time. It's been like maybe 15 episodes, maybe something like that. 14 episodes, something like that, right? So I guess in this, I've reacted pretty much 4 episodes every week, so I guess in the long run it hasn't been that long, but it feels like it's been long. You know what I mean? It does. It's like when I was reacting to the first arc, and it's like, the exam arc, that was a hell of a lot longer. But I think because of the way that it's because the way that it's paced, it feels like it's longer than it actually is. Like it feels like you've been on a long journey, even though there isn't actually that many episodes that you've gone through, which is great. And that's me reacting to 4 episodes a week, and not like one, and not one every week, which would be that'll be hard. That'll be hard to take. I mean, I'm watching Blind Wave go through it, and Blind Wave, infamously to some, especially regarding Hunter x Hunter, because how long of a show it is. They get shit for doing like 1 a week and whatever, but I mean, that's the way they do it. You know what I mean? I don't personally. It doesn't bother me, but it bothers a lot of people. But I knew that this was a show that I was going to do a 4 episodes a week for, specifically for me, because it's nicer for me to be able to get through that. I feel like at that pace, as opposed to 1 a week. Because I think you're talking about like 3 years to get through that. It's a lot. So yeah, but yeah, that's all I've got for this episode. If I missed anything out, I apologise. I feel like that there should be more in this episode that I want to talk about, but I feel like I got more of a discussion out of the first episode that we watched in this basically last episode. So yeah, I do apologise if I have missed anything out, because I feel like there is something on the tip of my tongue, but I didn't write anything more down. So I don't know. I guess all I can say is I'm looking forward to the next couple of episodes and get the group back together again, see what this auction's all about, and see how it goes down. Because we've got that Hisoka thing going on. He's taken off the patch, so it's not like he can, unless he shows back up and he magically has it on again. Like, it's not like he can go back to infiltrate and then, you know, wait for the time to strike. You know, like, because there could be like a Hisoka Gon and crew team up moment. You know, if you have Hisoka in there as a sort of like the inside man, and then when shit goes awry, have Hisoka pop out and attack from behind and stuff, you know? Because Hisoka would do that. He's that kind of guy, right? You don't trust him. So, yeah, I don't know. Interesting stuff coming up ahead, though. But that is all I have. So thank you for watching. In the description below, I have certain things. One of them is the Discord. If you want any information regarding my content at all, get yourself over there. You can come talk to me on the community as well. And Patreon as well. So I do have a Patreon. If you do want to support me on Patreon, it'd be very much appreciated. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the early access tier for $5 a month. Gives you access to shows a week early. And you get 4 episodes of Hunt x Hunt every week as well. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday. So if you're clamoring for more reactions from me more frequently, then that's what you want to get. And full length, that is the $10 a month as well. I know that some of these have been full length. I talked about this in the last episode. Like, a lot of these episodes previously have been like just straight up full length anyway. That's just due to like sort of time restraints with me going back to work and stuff. I'm trying to figure out a schedule where I can get it back to normal. It will do eventually, but I don't have an exact date. So for right now, just enjoy the full length. You know, for early access or whatever. And you know, it's something that you don't have to pay for the extra. So yeah, that's that. And then there's other tiers as well that you can go and have a look. Just click the link down there and you can go have a look there. But that was all. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.